Welcome to Backyard Blindfolds 2, and through this door, you're going to find out what to do in a relationship when one of the two people needs outside validation. Welcome to Backyard Blindfolds 2.
I'm Rebekah Potter.
And I'm Kelly Ward.
We're back again for a new episode.
Yes. And what are we talking about today?
Oh, you're going to tell me to talk about it. I think you should lead this one. I really do. You have the most experience.
So, we have spent the early part, if you followed the previous podcasts, of our relationship working on developing a relationship. And the whole goal of that was that there was strength and a foundation for us to then project out into the future, into lives that we wanted to live. And This is all about the dreams that us as individuals still have, and any that would come in the future.
Okay.
And having a platform of the relationship to be able to go out and make those things happen for one another, for ourselves, and then collectively, we'll call it the relationship.
Okay. So basically we're saying set foundation. If you want to go listen to the first 30 podcasts and you can read the book we're going to have in the future, you'll know how to set that foundation up. Now, after years of working on trust, which we're going to go into some of those, we are taking it to another level, which is to pursue our dreams knowing the other person has each other's back.
Yes.
Okay. So where did we go from there in our processing outside of the podcast?
We talked about limiters to getting to that foundation, to the strength.
The trust level.
Yes. And one of the things as we looked around, including at our own relationship, that we found was a need by one or both parties for external validation.
Yes.
So what does that mean to you?
So that would be external validation would be, I mean, the easy ones are like you need people to look at you. You need people to tell you how great you are. You're complaining about your job unless your colleagues are talking about how great you are. You go to the cafe and you need the barista to wink at you. You need to know that you're an attractive, appealing, alluring person aside from your mate.
And likely you probably came to the relationship with that need for
100%.
External validation.
Right. So we talked about there being a hole in yourself that you're expecting the outside world to fill. So you're not using self-care because a lot of us weren't taught that. So the physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental self-care regime that we all need to have so that we're whole human beings, so that we have something to come to the relationship to. And instead, you're putting people on pedestals. You're never quite satisfied with your partner. Even if you are, you still need Cindy and Bob and Renee to tell you how great you are, or wink at you, or kind of have a crush thing, or a flirtation, go on and on.
Yeah, I think there are those big things, but the one thing that we noticed, particularly in our relationship, was those little things, the waitress, every other person in the room, if it was a public setting kind of thing, needed to in my case see me, right?
Right. And then I would be the jealous girlfriend, which was something we had talked about. It wasn't that I was necessarily jealous. I had lots of people give me advice and tell me like not to worry about it, so on and so forth. But I thought, if this person loves me, why would they flirt with someone else in front of me, or need to kind of prove that it would feel like you didn't need me, or you didn't care about what I thought of you. Meanwhile, we were doing all this deep interior work, and I'm going, dude, like I would never do that to you. Why are you flirting with that girl every time? Or why does that girl think you have a crush on her and we're in a freaking relationship?
Right.
So that made us start talking about the boundaries.
Yes. And
And did I miss a point that you were headed toward it all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. If you did, we'll circle back around.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are those boundaries that people need to, well, let's back up just a little bit because I am remembering what
Okay.
I was thinking about saying. And that is, I didn't hear,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I heard you say this, but it didn't sink in till after I don't know.
Well, I had a big temper tantrum one night.
Yes.
And kicking and screaming, literally.
Yeah.
Like, and yelling at the top of my lungs at you.
Mm-hmm.
And it was things I had said before, but I basically told you you had one more strike.
Yeah.
And it was going to be out. And asking you those questions. Why do you need this? If you're not happy in this relationship enough, let go of it.
Yeah. And it had nothing to do with the relationship. It had everything to do with me and some things that I had not dealt with.
Yeah.
But there was several moments after that it became clear to me what was going on.
Right. Do you remember anything specific? Because that's pretty. I mean, it was
Yes.
amazing that you noticed because I kind of thought deaf
It's
ears.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I had a whole wardrobe change at one moment
Yeah, I
in my
remember.
life. Yeah.
It's very fun shopping. spree.
Yes, a very fun shopping spree. And I felt like for the first time in, I don't know, my adult life, that I looked like how I felt inside.
Very important. Yes.
And I would say, I think, through my life that I liked myself. But I don't know that I would say that I loved myself.
Okay.
And I think it's very difficult to give love if you haven't received love for yourself.
Yes.
Like if you haven't given yourself love first, very difficult to give love. And so I felt like I was giving love, but in reality, I had not migrated any level of appreciation for myself to that level of self-love.
And then therefore you couldn't give our relationship that you liked our relationship, but you weren't loving the relationship. And I think this was a dual situation because I think both of our coming into who we actually are and being that person in public, whether it's that we change styles all the time or cars or whatever, but it's important that we've become more authentic and forward with who we are. And that then, I think, allowed us to love ourselves and we're mutually being seen. And the other person is going like, wow, you really seem like you. Like, this works. It's not what I would have thought. But I knew that other thing wasn't quite, it was a put on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So as the masks fall off and you still love yourself,
It's amazing. You're in there.
and then you've got one other person who does also,
Right.
then all that external
Validation.
starts to feel less and less authentic, and less needed.
Well, because it is not authentic. Because we were
Right.
talking about this. It's a projection. It's someone feeling like they like you or crush on you, but they don't know who you are. And so that brings up, we were saying issues of being loved for who you really are versus the mask you portray out in the world. And we see and know numerous people in our lives casually or closer. And there's usually one of them or both at different times.
Right.
And this is the same for us, that are wrestling with this need to fill a void in themselves by flirting or back to these boundaries we haven't covered. Their boundaries are blurry. The boundaries are messy. And I think a lot of the time the person with the bad boundaries doesn't realize the deep effect it's having on the person who may have just as bad boundaries, but doesn't need the validation the same way. So if Kelly was out and he is flirting with the same bartender at the same place we go to all the time, and I'm like, whatever. But then it just seems like now I can tell the bartender thinks there's a real crush going on, and I'm over here like the sitting duck. And it feels like there's something secret.
Right.
Well, my trust is whittling out, and he's looking like a chump to me. And I'm thinking, dude, I'm not putting up with this crap. Like, if I'm not if I don't matter enough that you are, and then when I ask you, you're like, no, like, it's just, she's just this person. Well, I can tell by the look on her face when you walk in, whether she's excited for the tips you're going to give her that are apparently a lot, or the secret note you write her, or whatever the thing is.
Right.
There's a problem. So the boundaries have to be clean. And so I think a lot of people don't think about what boundaries are.
Yeah, and so I want you to explain more about the boundaries, and maybe in that process we can talk about how you address this if you're in a relationship.
Right. So we might want to start there, and I think the boundaries might flow out. For me at the time, I felt like I had said it numerous times, as nicely as I could, trying not to sound like I'm not just being psycho here. And I wrestled with myself a lot about it. But then finally, I just knew, because my stomach would hurt, that I was like, this is your last shot. If you fuck off with this, excuse my French, I'm finished. Because I have given you 3 chances before, and there's probably 20 per chance in between.
Yeah.
And this is it. And I think the seriousness of do or die made you go, okay, wait a minute. I guess I should think about this.
I better look at myself. I better look at that behavior, because it is, it's serious. Like it is legitimately impacting you.
And you were talking about hurting, like once you realize, like like one time I got really upset, and I'm sure I was crying and yelling.
Yeah, and I didn't want to hurt you.
Right.
It's the last thing that was on my mind.
Right.
But my lack of taking care of my own self was in fact hurting you, because it led to these behaviors that crossed these boundaries that that caused the pain. So it's like, well, the last thing I want to do is do that. So I better not. And it wasn't even it wasn't even a reel it in. It was a,
why am I doing this?
Why am I doing this? And what do I need to do for myself to elevate above?
And what'd you find? Like,
well, I found that the outward expression of myself, well, one, deciding that my true self, my authentic self, was okay and was lovable. Okay. For myself.
Yeah, so that's self-acceptance.
Yes, self-acceptance, and then to allow the dress code to mimic that.
Okay.
Right?
And he didn't look more dulled down. He looked more dressed up. So that was interesting. It wasn't like you got less looks. You got more looks.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I could... I think because I first and foremost loved myself, I could then, I think, truly express the love for you. Mm-hmm. And then everything else started fading away. And it was an interesting, actual physical, I didn't see those other people anymore. Mm-hmm. And it was because I didn't walk into a place and look around for it. I didn't need it.
Yeah, you were self-sufficient. Like you're emotionally self-sufficient. And I remember it did not take long. It took like 3 months, and you were like a different beast when we were out. And it didn't feel fake, like you're only staring at me or you're freaked out, which that happened a number of times when you were not getting it. Yep. Where I was like, that's not what I'm looking for. Right. I'm not looking for a beaten puppy here. I'm looking for a man who has boundaries and wants to protect this relationship because it's valuable to him.
Exactly.
And I think that is a lot of things, or I think stereotyping a heterosexual relationship, that's very common to me, is the man who looks around the room. I'm sorry, you are disrespecting your girlfriend.
That's exactly
and
right.
The girl who's out with her boobies and her tossing and her wink, wink, da da. Same thing. You're not. I don't know. I think it's very attractive when you see a couple who are smitten with each other. They talk to people, but you can just feel that there's no blurry energy.
Yes, it stays right here.
Yeah, and that's a lovely thing to witness. Boundaries, I was trying to think of other boundaries. So if you're in a relationship with someone and you used to have flirtations with a bunch of people, are you going to go have lunch with them? What's inappropriate? I mean, I don't know. Do you have some ideas? Like, I'm trying to think what things we might have had to think about. Like certain friendships I toned way down if they were male and you didn't know them and like they're from my previous life. I kind of let those things go because, it just didn't feed in and you don't know it and it's not worth keeping.
Yeah.
So I sacrificed some of those.
And
not in a bad way.
Yeah.
But.
And I stopped frequenting certain places.
Yeah.
Because, that was
there.
I mean, I was going there for one reason anyway.
Right.
It wasn't like the coffee was great. I didn't drink coffee. Right.
Right.
That kind of thing, right?
Right.
Where
It's your little shots of adrenaline and approval.
Yes.
You have a flirtation here. Yeah.
Yeah. So you make the rounds on a weekly basis, and
right.
And again, it naturally faded away, and so it almost wasn't even conscientious. I'm not going to do that anymore.
You just weren't.
It just wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were talking earlier about what this feels like, and those little hits. I think I told you feel like the little teaspoon of sugar, right?
Yeah.
It's the
Quick
the Starburst candy. Tiny little bit of sugar, might taste good.
Yeah.
Versus the filet mignon.
Right.
Steak dinner.
Something that's going to be pleasurable and have sustenance.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think choosing between those things is, I don't like the word adulting, but I think it is adulting. It's like,
well, you're having a mature relationship.
Right. And
with yourself even, right?
I think that's the bigger deal. We talk a lot about this. Like if I'm having one with myself, taking care of my needs as much as possible, and you're taking care of yours, then we have overflow to give to each other. I'm not depending on you to fill my cup where I have my needs, and nor am I expected to fill your cup when you have needs. And I think that's very different. I think people often get into roles and role playing, and there's expectations about what we do to make each other fulfilled. So we were talking about that originally, and this is how we got onto this, was how people, something about the fulfillment in roles.
I think I wrote it down.
Okay, good. Let's see what you said or wrote down.
If the person completes you,
yes,
you don't care about your own dreams. That's the way it was written.
Right. So what we were talking about was so often people think a relationship completes them. So it's two parts that become one.
Yeah, and it's the end of the story.
Right. We're good now. And we do us. And if I need something on any level, you're expected to do it, and vice versa. And this is why we're in a relationship, because we go around fulfilling each other's needs.
Yeah.
Well, if you start doing that, you're never going to have time for your own needs. It's one thing to show up for your partner with your extra overflow. But I have found that what completes me is my dreams, my pursuits, my own career, my own interests, my own topics. And that's why our relationship, like our coffee talks in the morning, we have to like cap it, because we each come to that with a lot of topics or articles that we've read that are very interesting. It's not to fulfill each other, it's the overflow, right?
Exactly. And one of my joyful points is seeing you make that progress, make the steps towards your dream.
Right. So your book is going to be coming out. I mean, I feel like somehow I've been, deeply involved.
You've been there. That's exactly right.
But to see it get to completion, and I can't wait to hold one in my hands. And that makes me very happy, because I know how much it means to you and what a journey it's been. Right. It's not like easy whatsoever. It's taken years, and you had to take off masks, and you've had to address issues like this within our relationship. Meanwhile, writing books, your first, it's very exciting. So seeing each other accomplish things, the joy is the overflow again, right? It's like, I can't feel what you feel having accomplished your dream, but I can empathize with that.
Yeah. And you've been, what I would say,
your cheerleader.
Yeah, when you've been you've actually been helping. You're the the cover art credit.
But somewhat, but I think credit. What does your character say? Credit is due.
Credit due or credit,
whatever it is. I think that is the other thing. Like, you don't have to rob your partner if you're full. So there's no deficit mode where I'm like, well, I mean, did you even thank me? I mean, you were talking about your book and you didn't even say a word about me. That doesn't happen either, because I'm over here doing my own thing, pleased as punch, and you're pleased as punch. Oh, those look really good, or whatever. There's no sore point with this. Like, you haven't given me gratitude for existing in your life. Instead, I assume you're in my life because you enjoy it. It's a choice, and we both are happily pursuing what we want to do.
Well, and I love watching you do your work. I love when you've got something complete and you've taken a photograph of it and you've put it up on Instagram, or you're, you know, people from all around the world are looking at it and liking it. And, you know,
we're like, yeehaw.
I take a lot of pleasure in that also.
Yeah. So I think that's the benefit of, one, each person following their dreams in a relationship once you've established trust. Two, having the courage to address issues like this that if you don't, they will corrode the relationship. It will eradicate the trust. It will break it down. No one can control another person enough. So you can't fix this. I couldn't fix Kelly by controlling Kelly. Oh, no, I don't want to go there. And oh, no, not that girl. And oh, no, not that cafe. And oh, no, not that. That wouldn't work. So what works is telling the person how you feel. You might have to yell and scream and do it about 4 times and then just lay the law. But that to me is the way to do it. Address it a few times. If they don't get it, lay down your boundary. It's not an ultimatum, it's a boundary, and there is a difference. And then see if they ask themselves why they're doing what they are doing. Do they make steps toward understanding that? Not pretending they do. But genuinely going for it. And then I think you can have a thriving relationship. And the key being, you have to communicate. You have to be direct. It's not passive aggressive, silent treatment. It's not, again, controlling the behavior. I mean, what are some other things we see with people trying to control their partner?
Well, what about just the being silent about it?
Yeah.
Like, you can tell that they're bothered, but they don't say a word.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a silent death.
It is. I think so.
Not good.
Not good.
So I used to say that one of the joyful aspects of having children is if I allow them to be
who they
are, they're each going to be a different individual. I get to, by witnessing that, get to sort of live that many different lives.
Yes.
And I think it's the same here.
Yes.
Where if I allow for you to be you and pursue your dreams out as far as you want to pursue them, I get to vicariously live that life with you.
Yes.
And same with you to me.
Yes.
And it just makes the whole waking up and having a day.
Doubles your life.
It doubles your life. It's an expansive life rather than a contracted life.
Right. So I think if you're feeling contraction, there's probably something you need to talk about. And there's some other topic or two that just floated through my head when you were just saying all that as well, but it has escaped me. I was trying to think in closing what other maybe tips or whatnot we would have for people who feel that relevant.
Yeah, I think the big thing is speaking to it.
Okay.
Right. And just, it's, you know, we will probably say this 1,000 times, right?
Yeah.
You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to look at yourself. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to ask yourself some really hard questions. And then...
Which is being vulnerable.
Yes.
So that's that whole thing. To have trust, you have to have accountability. So if I say something to Kelly, and then this kind of did happen, numerous things would happen out, and I would point it out. You just did it again.
Yeah.
So, and then when I had the temper tantrum, you had done it again. And I could tell it's not like I knew you didn't like the person, but it was just this habitual need to be adored or be found attractive or whatever it was at the time. And man, I thought I was going to kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to kill me too.
It's going to rip his car apart. I was like so mad. I think I kicked the glove box with some boots. Which I think if you can talk about things politely, but I think this is another reason why expressing emotion is completely okay. So this is what I was thinking. Being vulnerable is sometimes, I mean, I'm the villain sometimes myself. So you have to allow each person to be the police and the other to be the villain. Not that you really want that dynamic, but you have to be accountable for your actions. If you're not seeing it, ask for clarification. Say, hey, next time I do it, point it out. Me trying to stop interrupting. I catch myself even already in this. Think. And you're going to be giving me accountability. You're going to say, okay, better, but you did this. So you have to, well, you need to affirm each other too. I knew he was trying to make great strides that way, and he was asking himself big questions. And that's when I thought, okay, I think he's genuinely interested in growing. He genuinely wants to know why he's doing what he's doing and understand my point of view. If he didn't see it, that would be a perfect time for us to split up. You know what I mean? Like, and that's totally fine in a relationship. If you're not eye to eye on what boundaries are and where the respect is, and those are important things to discuss, I think.
I think if both parties in the relationship aren't feeling the reward of the relationship,
Yeah.
meaning the energy from it,
Yes.
if there's a drain at all,
You have an issue, you have a leak.
you have right.
You do.
You have a leak, and I think the reason people are silent about some of these issues, they're very difficult to talk through.
And you feel mean. I mean, you feel mean.
And they can take months or years to deal with.
Yes.
And the key to this is you have to love yourself enough to know that you deserve to have a great relationship.
Yeah, not just okay.
And you're willing to walk away to get it.
I 100% agree.
And not walk away. I'm going to threaten you with that walk away.
No, it's not threat.
It's the truth. If I'm not being fulfilled in this, not being fulfilled, if I'm not
Feeling
fulfilled, if
Yeah.
I'm not gaining that reward of the relationship, if that's not expansive and it's not energy providing, then you have to say something and be willing to accept that the other person may not want to come along with you in that process to build this strength relationship, and that's okay.
Yeah, because sometimes too the growth rates are different, and sometimes someone's not growing as fast as you are, because you could have been that person who said, "This is where I'm good,"
Right.
And I would have had to say, "It's not good enough for me, and I will see you later." And you may not agree on that point,
Right.
but you'd rather know early.
Exactly.
It's like you can't change someone, and we'll get into that later. You can't change anyone, but you can encourage growth, and that's by fulfilling your own cup. I think us, like, a big thing is we try to lead by example. I laugh, like, right now we have a 100 squats a day. We call it a competition. It's actually not, but that's a good example of cheering each other on to be your better self. So I think those kind of practices in play are important.
Well, it's when you know that I want to get a book out by a certain date, you're also asking.
Yes.
And you're prodding and you're saying, do you really need to do the dishes right now? Do you really need to do this?
Or
do you really need to go into
editing?
town? Or should you be la 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 la?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I might be asking you about,
Hey, you haven't posted those yet.
yeah. Or is this the day you're going to do this or that? Or how is the painting come along? How is,
Right.
Right? Because I know what your
Encouragement.
because I know what your dreams are.
Right.
And I know how much it means to you. And it means that much to me also to see you make progress on a daily basis.
And this might be a big thing is the saboteur, the self-saboteur, especially from a traumatic background. You're going to self-sabotage a lot of the time, and figuring out what that behavior is. It could be as simple as flirting with every girl at the cafe. You're just hurting yourself. Yeah. You're not helping anyone in that situation, not the cafe girls, not the relationship you're in. So I feel like your partner is the one who's like, hey, I mean, why are you doing this? Because it's not making this good. And are you going to date these people? Because that's not good.
Right.
So you can help each other be accountable, more trustworthy, and offer some vulnerability. And I think even the person who's saying, hey, dude, like, what are you doing? That's also vulnerable. It's not easy for people to address each other in a relationship. So give that person respect, too, for sticking their neck out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're speaking up.
Yeah.
So
Sweet. It's been
Talk to your
great
partner.
to talk to you guys. Yeah, talk to your partner.
to your partners.
Yeah. I mean, set up a time and space. You can make it as cheesy or not as you want.
Right.
Definitely picking when you do things is important.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hold it in very often. We would get away from a group of people or whatever. I might wait maybe 24 hours. But I have a temper about stuff. So it's like I have to get it out and I'm really mad about it.
Yeah.
I've learned, though, through the relationship to not always fly off the handle first. I think through it. Do I need to bring this up or do I not need to bring this up?
Yeah.
Is this me? I ask too all the time. Am I taking care of my needs first, or this is about my inner child crying because it wants to drive the bus, you know?
Yeah.
Or is it something I need him to listen to me about?
And if you don't have this practice of a regular conversation with your partner, I would recommend schedule that.
100%.
Right? Schedule it and say, I want to talk about,
We've done that.
our aspects of our relationship. And we've even done it where here's a list of questions that I want you to think about, because these are topics that are going to be
Right. So you're
coming
not
up.
springing the attack on the person. You're saying, hey, these things, and the questions are going to let that person know kind of where your needle is at on the dial. So I think you're right. I think that's a great idea. Set the time, have maybe 5 questions, go through that. And that's a lot like in the initial podcast where we did check-ins,
Right.
Every so often. They're good to do.
Yeah. So if you've been in there 1, 2, 3, 4 years and you haven't done a deep dive on your relationship, then schedule that. Yeah. Have this conversation about, hey, we should have this kind of check-in in the relationship where we can bring topics, bring issues.
And compliments. I mean, I think that's the other thing we get so used to each other. It's like, I'll think things out there. I'm working on my art or whatever. And I'll think about things I admire about you. And like, wow, like what an incredible person. But I'm very reticent to say it. And so then when we're at moments, whether it's a nice dinner or whatever, sometimes I can get myself to do it. But I think a check-in allows you to say, hey, what are 5 things that are really working for you in this relationship right now, or about me, or whatever? Because I think it is very important to lean into what you like about each other, not what you don't.
And I would say that if one of the 2 people is taking this step of saying, I'd love to have a relationship check-in with you, then guaranteed that person wants to be in that relationship.
Yes. And if they don't, you might want to think about that. Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't say that they want to have the conversation,
right?
Because there's nothing to save. There's nothing to improve.
But if the person is
no
even
growth.
skittish, when you say like, hey, Kelly, I want to have a check-in, and you're like, well, I don't know why we need to do that.
That's true on that side. But I was thinking more, if you said that to me and we haven't had that, instead of being really worried about, oh gosh, I'm in trouble now, it's actually a compliment, because they believe that you
are worth investing in.
Worth investing, and you will react to that in a positive way to create growth and expansion for the relationship.
Right. And it offers, I think, a safe space for that vulnerability. Yeah. That's great. Okay. We will see you guys next time.
Okay, we'll wrap it up.
We're also on Instagram in case, and we're going to be on YouTube too. So it's Backyard Blindfolds, the number 2. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Backyard Blindfolds 2, we need you to like and subscribe. Kill the like button. Smash the like button.